Hey everyone, we'll get started just a couple of minutes early. Professional, how are you doing? Um, Once we get everybody in here, we'll start the discussion. All right. So let's see. So turn this volume down on this phone. Okay. So just let me know you're in by commenting, and so I know you're here. Oop, that's me. Let's see. All right. So Helen's Bridge tonight is what we're going to be talking about once we get started here in a little bit. I know I went on just a few minutes early, so I'm just kind of just waiting around. Wait till people start coming in. Hear the crickets chirping out here tonight. Pretty loud too. I don't know if y'all can hear them or not. Frogs going. You hear frogs, crickets, whole 9 yards. Hey sis. Let's see. So yep, the frogs and crickets are loud tonight, and the dolls are pretty quiet. They've not really done much lately. A little bit active Sunday night, did our investigation, but other than that, they've been pretty quiet themselves. But I'm not going to do an investigation night, but let them do whatever they want. If something happens, I'll turn the camera around and put it on her. Hey Greg, how are you? Let's see. Yeah, I was checking the chat. I got a couple pages open, so I'm kind of flipping back and forth, but I'll say this now and I'll say it later, that the places I'll be reading from, I'm not associated with their websites or whatever, their blogs and whatever, but I definitely want to talk about other people's experiences, what Helen's Bridge is about, and my own personal experiences at Helen's Bridge. So, but like I say, I'm not associated with these two websites that I am putting up or reading from tonight. Okay, so hey mom, let me send out another link. I know YouTube's kind of slow sometimes sending links out, so I'm gonna pop another one out real quick. There we go. All right. So we do have a few in here. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I'm sure people will trickle in as we start going on a little bit further, but I'm going to kind of hold off, just let everybody start coming in a little bit more. But hope everyone's had a good start to their week. I know this is hump day, and we are halfway through. For some people, it's good if you're a Monday through Friday. If you're a weekend person, maybe not so much, but if you have to work on weekends. But either way, we are hump day. I can tell you, me and Marnie had to go out earlier today, and we had to, we're having to get a range oven. Ours is going bad. And so we went to Lowe's today, and man, we were there. We probably got there about 10:30 or so, and we were waiting about 30 minutes, 35 minutes or so. And we pushed the button for help, call for appliance help. And Marnie said, "Okay, there's another couple in front of us. They haven't been helped. We haven't been helped." Another guy another guy had been there before us, had went and found somebody that didn't even work in appliances. So Marty said, "I'm gonna go up front and see if I can get some help, maybe through a manager or something." And so while she was gone, the guy that had been there before me and Marty and this other couple, he said he'd been there since 7:30 waiting. So from 7:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock, he'd been waiting on help. And I thought, dude, if I had to wait that long, I'd have been gone. I've been going to the depot, somewhere else. But yeah, just be prepared for long waits. It seems like when you go places, nobody wants to work anymore. Man. Oh well. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to start reading here in just a minute. We'll get into this discussion. All right. Okay, so Helen's Bridge is considered to be the most haunted place in Asheville, North Carolina. It has several different stories of how Helen hung herself, or why she hung herself, rather. But we'll get into that, and I'll shout these pages out that I'm reading from. And the first one I'm reading from is a page called "Only in Your State," and this was written back in November of last year, November 28th of last year. And this is just a quick little overview of what they have, and then I got another pages called Asheville Terrors I'm gonna be reading from. Now, there's more than one story, like I said, about how Helen ended up hanging herself. They all agree she hung herself and died. Okay, so and from that bridge, it's just a matter of which story is correct as far as um, how that happened or how that came to pass. So, okay, Greg. Um, so this one's from Only in Your State, and it says North Carolina is crawling with creepy legends, but one of the most beloved ghost stories is about Helen's Bridge. It says located in Asheville, North Carolina. Helen's Bridge was originally constructed in 1909 to connect Zelandia Mansion to the rest of the world. And I'll stop there for just a second, because that bridge is not a bridge you use for cars. It was used for horse and buggy, and it's no longer used. They don't use it any longer. I go up there and film at that area sometimes, just on the outskirts of the bridge, or I've been on it. Many people have been on it. But I'll go on and read this, and I'll go back to the bridge in just a second. But it said Helen was grief with she had grieving herself from her daughter's death. The daughter seems to be, from the stories that I've read and understood, seems to be that she was, let's say, between 5 and 8 years old, maybe 4, maybe let's say 4 and 8. But either way, she was very young, and so that's just a little overview of what was going on there. I can tell you from experiences of being there at the bridge, is sometimes overwhelming, and you get dizzy and lightheaded, and you can feel spirits just like hovering in that bridge. And I think a lot of it is not just Helen, but all kinds of spirits that have been unleashed up there. And so you're dealing with people who have done like seances and Ouija boards and all these type of things. And so you got all these different spirits hovering around, not just on top of the bridge, but around it and underneath it as well, and just down the road from it. Hell has been seen within that whole area down there, not just where the bridge is. Um, I do know I've come in contact with her through the spirit boxes more than once. Did catch a shadow across the bridge I was on, the side you're really supposed to be on, and then I caught it. It would have been on the Zealandia Castle side. It's across the bridge. That was like I think our first video, first or second time we filmed up there. My friend Dave caught the shadow. I missed it in editing. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I didn't see it while we were filming at all. I just didn't know that was going on. But I did miss it in the editing, and there is a shadow figure just to the right of the bridge from where I'm facing, and on the Zealandia Castle side. Now, was it Helen? I don't know. It could have been any kind of spirit, as far as that goes. The one thing to keep in mind is just because you're looking for a particular spirit does not necessarily mean you're going to get that spirit. But a lot of people, I've seen videos and listened to people and read things where people think it's just Helen. That's it. There's nothing else up there. Helen, I contacted Helen. That was it. Rest assured, I can tell you there was more than Helen up there. And you just got to know, with all the stuff that's going on with Ouija boards and all that, they're unleashing all kinds of stuff up there. And it's like people do it throughout the year like I do, but it's like really heavily done during Halloween. So just like the week of Halloween, or maybe even the month of Halloween, people start going up there and they start doing their whatever rituals they're doing, or just investigating like we do with spirit boxes and whatnot. But either way, there's a lot that goes on at Helen's Bridge that's just really, really creepy. Oh, did you? That's really cool. I've been up there at night at Halloween. I can tell you, it was, to me, I felt more calm up there at that point than I do during the day sometimes. It was like really peaceful up there. And it was Halloween's after midnight. And I didn't really get anything to the spirit boxes or anything, but I was more relaxed and calm up there at that point in time than I usually am during the day, which is very, very odd. But I know you guys have been around there a lot, doing investigations and stuff in the past. But anyway, that's, man, I tell you, there's all kinds of stuff up there going on. And I can just feel it as an empath. I can feel all kinds of stuff. Oh, did you? I never run into anybody doing ceremonies. I will say this, though. I was up there doing an investigation one day, and there was a couple from, I can't remember if it was Charlotte or Greensboro, but they're up here visiting. And they said that they were there to see the bridge, and they call it Zealandia Bridge, is what they said. I said, okay, that's cool. And I said, look, I'm fixing to walk up to where the bridge is. Just follow me up, and, we'll talk a little bit. So I said, they said, well, why do you come up here often? I said, yeah, I do investigations. They said, well, what do you investigate up here? I said, well, this place is extremely haunted. And they said, what? They said, this was a tourist attraction. They said people should come up here. It's a lovely, wonderful place. And they said people come up here, they just absolutely love it. I said, well, it's beautiful up here. It's nice. But I said the majority of people come up here do it for the investigations of the paranormal. So, okay, Greg. And welcome back. So it was funny to run into people who were not local in this area, and they're going up there thinking, "Oh, this is a cool little, nice little place," and then they realize that people go up there for hauntings. So that's pretty cool. But then I have run into people who's gone up there to do investigations. I have run into people as well while I've been doing investigations. They've been making light of the situation. They make fun of it. Um, they joke, kid, carry on, and they don't really understand the whole. I run into some young folks. I say they're probably in their early 20s, I would guess. And they asked me, they said, "Is this place really haunted?" I said, "I've had some evidence, yes." And they were just laughing and joking and, "Come on, Helen, come after me, come on." And I'm like, I didn't say anything to them. I was like, the only thing I said was I just don't do um, investigation trying to entice the spirits. I just do things respectfully. And then I guess I didn't understand what I was saying exactly, so I kind of just let it go. And they were just joking and just like wanting her to come after them or whatever. And I'm like, the worst thing you can do is entice a spirit. You or try to manipulate or whatever you want to call it. You don't go after the spirits. You just do things out of respect, but people don't understand that. But American Cryptid does. They do. I'm sure Greg. I mean, there's a lot of people that understand the. Um, you go in with respect. You be respectful and you do it right. Yeah, be careful what you ask for. You're absolutely right. And people have gone up there and done the Helen 3 times, and their car don't start. I've actually known people who have told me that they wouldn't be lying about it. They were like legitimately, nervous, scared, or whatever after it happened. Their car wouldn't start. Someone told me that their car didn't start for probably about an hour. They finally got it started and got off of there, and they never went back. Yeah, always respect. That's exactly right. Um, but I've never tried the saying Helen's name 3 times and try to get her to stop my car from starting or whatever. I think that's kind of another one of those enticing situations. I have heard stories of the ghost trolley tour that they do. They don't go up there no more. The and I'm sure the American cryptid would understand too where I'm talking about. But it's the trolley in downtown Asheville. They not only do they do the paranormal stuff and talk about that, they just do like places around Asheville that you can just see historical places and so on. Yeah, that's tempting the dead. Yeah, you don't do that. And they said they took the trolley up there one time, and they did the Helen thing, 3 times and all that. They had the trolley stopped underneath the bridge, and the guy told me that there was a black mass that went all the way around it. They ended up couldn't find the car or the trolley ignition keys. They were having all kinds of issues. Like one of the last times that they'd ever, I guess, been up there, from what I understood. Um, I love it, and if you're in Asheville, please. I'm not associated with the trolley tours, but I do recommend them. Um, I do absolutely recommend doing it. Whether you want to do the paranormal or just the historical, you'll give them a chance. I think you'll like it. Oh yeah, Brian. Yeah, okay. Yeah, lost the keys and they found it like 3 or 4 seats back. People were looking around trying to find the keys. The trolley could not find. I mean, they asked people, "Can you please help us find it?" So they were thought, they thought maybe it might be right there in the seat, but it ended up being like 3 or 4 seats back or whatever. And yeah, and the key was bent. That's absolutely right. That's the same story. I mean, I love it. I love the story and the fact of it. From what I understand, no one got hurt. But as far as paranormal and that kind of experience, I do love that type of uh, stories because it's like it's more than one person that can legitimately say, "Yep, that happened." So there you go. And I don't know if you guys have ever done the trying to do the car situation, but I wouldn't recommend it. I don't want my car not to start, by the way. I go up there with respect. And so the last time I was up there, you haven't seen that video yet, but the one prior to that, I was up there trying to investigate John Evans Brown, O.D. Revelle, and Sir Philip Henry. Those were the three previous owners back in the early or late 1800s, early 1900s. And Revelle, and I don't know if you know the American Cryptid knows, but much about him, but I can't find a lot about him. You can John Evans Brown. He's not born. He's buried at Riverside Cemetery, and you can read a lot about Philip Henry, but Revelle not so much. I don't know a lot about him, and I've tried to look him up, but I was doing the investigation, trying to communicate with the owner, see if I could get. And I did have on that Ghost Tool app the word Brown, the name Brown came through, and so yeah. Okay, so I believe that John Evans was originally from, I think, Pennsylvania or something, and he moved to New Zealand, became a diplomat, I guess, moved back here to the States, and somehow never came across Bowcatcher Mountain, or I'm not sure what it was called at the time, but anyway, that area, and then built the castle. And then it was, I think it was during Sir Philip Henry's time that they built the bridge. So made millions off sheep. Yeah, I have read that. Yeah, um, and let's see. Oh, what was this? Okay, so that's when the bridge was built, and sometime after that's when Helen hung herself. Um, Probably I've read it's like maybe in the 20s of when she did that, and she was in her 30s, by the way. She was 30 years of age or so. Um, but I was up there doing the investigation, trying to get a hold of maybe one of the owners. Like I say, Brown came through, which I thought was kind of neat, and then it came through the Ghost Tool. And not sure if it was John Evans or maybe another family member or just nothing related at all. I'm not really 100% sure. So I hesitated, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do the necrophonic because it's a lot of cars are going back and forth at that time. And I said, all right, let's do it anyway. And then I heard a female's voice come through after I started. It said, "Smell and heathen." And I said, "Helen, is that you?" And it's just like the immediate response just right after that was, "Yep." And then it said, "It's me." That was the first time I've actually contacted what I think was Helen in a while. It's been a while since I've had that kind of a confirmation come through a spirit box. So, uh, yeah, 1909. And, but anyway, because previous to that, I've not had a lot of females come through the spirit box up there. It's been mostly male spirits you could hear. But that was wild. That was really wild. And I was pretty excited about it too. Because when you get almost immediate responses, that's good. You're doing right. You had one. I had let's see, one of the first times the first time we did a spirit box, me and Marnie, my wife, was up there, and I said, "Helen, show me you're here," is how I worded it. And you could hear a response coming back to the spirit box that said, "Go." Female's voice, pretty stern, said, "Go." But we stayed a little while longer, and I try to get more response. I get other things coming through, but not really Helen so much. Uh, I went back up there. I went up there by myself. All this is during the daytime, by the way. Went back up there, used the SB7, and it was something I recently had gotten at that time. And I said, same thing, Helen, show me you're here. And then you can hear a seductive voice come through. It says, "I want you." So those are the experiences I've had with what I believe is Helen. I'm not going to say it's 100% sure that's Helen. I never tried to go into a investigation and say, "Yep, that's 100% Helen or whoever." And hey, Amy, and because you don't ever know if you're actually dealing with that spirit 100%. It could be other spirits playing around too. Um, I've better luck. We got to go up there together sometime. I love doing collabs up there and working with people or whatever. Um, our friend April has worked with us up there. She could tell you how creepy she felt. Um, let's see who else. Steph, our friend from Tennessee. Our friends Shivering Shimmy, Melanie and Michael have been up there with us too. So we've all had some kind of experiences up there that either K2 meters going off or whatever. Um, some of you people may know that Mads Entertainment. Some of y'all may know him. Uh, he's been up there. Also, the South Cacs, just down below us in South Carolina, have been up there as well. So they've all had experiences. I got to get them up. All I need to do is get people who have been up there and do a podcast one night with all of us on the chat, and just we can all tell our experiences about Helen's Bridge. And yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah, that piano bar is pretty creepy. It seems like y'all have gotten some interesting stuff. Yeah, um, yeah, we're on Twitter together. So yeah, send me some info, and I'll work on getting things set up to where I could actually go up there and do that. Kind of plan ahead, but yes, I would love to. Um, just send it to me on Twitter if you want, and and after the podcast, I'll check it out. But yeah, definitely have to go up there with you guys, and I'm all about when it comes to our channel. I do appreciate when people work with us and help us out, and I always give them a shout out and stuff like that because I really feel like working together and helping people and just that's how we do it. Everybody working together is wonderful. So that was a little bit of stories um, about how all that got started with Helen. Now there's different stories about how this came about for her to hang herself. Now, one is that she lived near the castle, somewhere right there on Bowcatcher Mountain. It's not said exactly where. Yeah, me too. I do love to do those things. Um, it's not really said exactly where she could have been living. This is one story. This is from Asheville Terror's blog, and again, I'm not associated with these blogs or websites, but I do ask you all to please check them out. So it tells you about Helen and how it started, and then it talks about how one story is she lived, like I said, near the castle, somewhere up on that mountain. She was cooking. The house caught on fire, or that area of the house caught on fire. She tried to rescue her child, passed out from exhaustion from the smoke. The child perished. And then over time, of course, being distraught, she went to the bridge and hung herself. Now, the bridge, if you've seen our videos, I've showed you underneath the bridge and stuff. Back in that time, it was not quite like it's been renovated a little bit since then. They used to have like wooden structure under it and metal and wood structures under it, and that's all gone now. The bad part is there's a lot of erosion going on up there at that bridge, and I'm hoping it never collapses or anything. They may have to reconstruct it to like hold it up better, maybe. I don't know if American Cryptid knows what I'm saying, but exactly. But it's like just like eroding on the sides of the bridge that's on the opposite side of the castle. Um, but anyway, hopefully they can. They were talking about in 1998 that they were going to tear it down. The Asheville City Council at the time, and thank God they didn't. But you do, yeah. And I'm glad they didn't tear it down. Thank God they did not tear it down. Um, yeah, it does look like it's going to fall away. Hopefully, a preservation society can help get that going. And I'm not sure who owns the castle now. I heard it was somebody had mentioned it was a realtor that owned it, like a real estate company or something. I'm not sure. I would love to get in there and investigate the castle sometime. The only person I know that's ever been into the castle was Josh Warren. I do know Josh. I went to school with him many years ago. We grew up together. And there is like a video. It's up on YouTube about it, but it's very grainy and very old. Like I'm not very old, but back in the 90s, I think is when it was done. But hopefully they can preserve that bridge. It's very, to me, it's a very important bridge for us here, even though it's considered to be haunted. It's very historical, and hopefully they can preserve that and fix it. I hope. But anyway, so I'll go back to the story about how Helen hung herself. So the one was that she died in her own home, or the daughter died in their own home after a kitchen fire. Okay, and then another one was that she lived in her home, and then there was a fire somewhere else in the house, and that's how her daughter died. And then you go to another story. It talks about how she either lived in the castle, or she was like a maybe a servant in the castle. And okay, so this is two more stories. Either A, she had an affair with somebody in there and got pregnant, had a child by her, or whatever, and maybe over time that started falling apart, and she was having issues and hung herself. The other story is she worked for the castle, maybe did like, it was a party. It was supposed to be a party. This is a story I know the best. They were having a party in the castle. Her daughter was in the library or study area that caught on fire, and that's how she died. And Helen was distraught again, as I've said, and she went out and hung herself off the bridge. The only thing that's consistent is she hung herself off the bridge. Now, I've not ever been able to find a news article saying anything about her hanging herself. There has been a report of a fire that happened there, but it didn't seem like it was related to like a study or a library burning. But okay, Amy. But still, if she, either way, her daughter died, and that's why she hung herself, is the majority of the stories that you hear. So that's what Asheville Terrors will say on their site as well. So you go to Asheville Terrors blog and check that out. There's a whole story of things and just the different stories that I've been talking about. Let's see. And then, of course, the car troubles and stuff like that are all there as well. Yeah, I have too, sis. I can't find them. I can't find anything. And again, I'm not saying it didn't happen and it's just a folklore, but it's also a good possibility. Things back then got kind of swept under the rug, and we don't talk about that. And then maybe some people kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but it was never news articles or anything. Because back in the day, those news articles, if you go back and look, they had details about anything that happened. So if like a cat sneezed in a grocery store, you would have known about it. It's those little small stories that you would always see in a newspaper. Like Miss Maud went to see Uncle Smith, her uncle across town, and they had a good. I mean, they would have things like that in the newspaper. So for that not to, if it happened and not been in the newspaper, it was really kept quiet. That is for sure. So, like I say, you can read a lot of articles about Helen's Bridge, just in different places. And I do encourage you to. And the cat's addressing on, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it would say things like Bob visited town. I mean, it's very detailed, small little things that you would never think. I mean, if we read in the newspaper today that, I don't know, Bob went to town and had a good visit at the grocery store or something, you would think it'd be like a comical newspaper at that point, and people were just having fun with it. But honestly, that's what they did back then. So all this thing with Helen, to me, got swept under the rug. Um, Again, I've had people comment on my videos about how they've been up there several times. Nothing's ever happened. It's not haunted. Sorry, there's nothing up there. Um, Although I've been up there plenty of times myself and can tell you the contrary. Um, you know, it the experiences I've experienced and the people I've been with, they can all tell you that they've experienced something up there. Like I said, whether it be like the K2 going off or spirit boxes or maybe something they felt, um, they will all tell you that. And if you ask South Cax, if you ask Mads, they can all they'll tell you. They'll tell you that. So I kind of, I mean, I respect people's opinions and what they feel and things about stuff, but I also have my beliefs and my own experiences. I guess if I'd never been up there, I would probably say, okay, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know, but um, I took the time to go up there several times, day and night, and try to check it out. So that way I can speak, you know, toward it a little better. And but yeah, the dueling piano, that would be a great place to check out. That'd be wonderful. I'd love to do that. I'm always looking for new places to investigate and new stories to tell. Um, um, that's important to me is telling stories about it. I mean, like this is why this is haunted. These are the experiences that people have had, and so on and so forth. Um, yeah, that's right. That's right. Just because somebody's went up there and nothing happened to them, but also things I have found too. I knew a fellow I used to work with several years ago. He couldn't understand why I did paranormal. I said, "Well, let me ask you a question." I said, "What if you call a shadow out of the side of you're out of your vision, just off to the right or left?" He said, "Oh, it'd be nothing." He said, That's nothing. He just says your eyes plays tricks on you." I said, "Well, what if something came up and pushed you, but there was nothing there, like maybe nudged you or something?" "Oh, no, no, that'd just be my body doing whatever." I mean, he was having excuses for everything. There are people that the very minute they have to accept it, it scares them, it bothers them, um, and so on. Um, I'm like, okay. So I went through several different scenarios of what could happen: scratched, pushed, shadows, disembodied voices, and everything was something's playing a trick on me. My mind's just playing a trick on me. My body's playing a trick on me. That's none of that's real. It's all hocus pocus, whatever you want to call it. And so you're going to have those people that will not at all. They will never accept it. And then you'll have those that will believe everything is haunted, no matter what. And that's not the case either. There are people that I've seen, and of course I don't say their names and stuff. There's people I've watched, and everything's paranormal. Or I'll read something and everything's paranormal. You know, even if a squirrel passed gas or something, oh, that was paranormal. Um, but everything is paranormal to some. To others, it's nothing's ever paranormal. And I try to debunk as much as I can because I have come across squirrels. Being in places you could hear stuff. When I was at Riverside filming at Ben Addison's cemetery, or where his headstone is at the cemetery, I heard squirrels. They were going around the trees. I'm used to that sound. I pretty much know it's Sam or it's birds, But there was a tree behind me, and I kept hearing like a scratch and tapping. And I turned around, there was nothing there, and it was coming from that direction. So I was like, I don't know what to say. I can't explain that. Was it paranormal? Maybe. I don't know. Um, but that was just weird, and that's where the flashlight came on too. Um, and that flashlight I'm enjoying. I like the flashlight concept for doing investigations. Yeah, I think Bigfoot's behind every tree, or every bear track is Bigfoot. Oh, that's a big trail. That's probably a bear. No, it's Bigfoot. You'll have you'll have that. I have a friend of mine, my friend Dave, who he believes in Bigfoot, and he believes that he's seen him more than once. Matter of fact, he said he was living in Florida on a very busy road and looked behind him in a mirror and saw Bigfoot walking by. And I thought, well, if you're the only one on that road, maybe. If there was more people on that road, there's got to be somebody else that's going to speak up about Bigfoot. Um, but you know, okay. But like I say, there's those who believe everything's paranormal. There's people who believe nothing is paranormal. My thing is, instead of for people who don't believe, instead of trying to bash us who do this, go try it yourself. Get a flashlight, spirit box, get something, and try it. Just and more than once. More than once. Go to the same spot more than once, and do investigation. Maybe go monthly or whatever you can do, and keep trying, because sometimes spirits won't talk to you or even do anything the first time you're there. They're trying to understand you as much as you are them. Carbo, yeah, probably. And he's the only one that looked out the back window. Yeah, all you need is a cell. I mean, there's not a lot you need to do investigations with. We started out using our cell phones. We didn't have cameras, and the ones we did wasn't. It was a grainy camera. It wasn't worth the darn. Um, but you don't need a lot of equipment. There's little things you can do. There's K2 meters are not really expensive. Flashlights are not expensive, but you got to get the ones that you can get to where if they touch it, they can put the energy into it. Hey, Jenny, how are you? But there's things you can use. There's cat balls. Those things, like stuff like that's not very expensive, and you can kind of start understanding a little bit. When we started, and my friend Dave, I talked about the Bigfoot dude, he gave us his K2 meter to use for a brief while. We used it, to investigate until we had got up enough money to start buying our own stuff. And he was like, "Here, just use mine until you get yours, and then um, and anyway, it was how we started. So, but it don't take much, you know. Yeah, voice recorders are pretty cheap too. But you want to try to be able to enhance it, unless you just hear something that comes to the voice recorder that's like undeniable. There's a lot of things you have to do, like the was it Audacity app, I believe we use, um, and or try to bring up the sound to where you can hear. You're going to debunk 98% of what you hear on that voice recorder. There might be that 2% chance that you're going to catch something and maybe understand it pretty good, unless it's just extremely clear, you know. And I haven't used a voice recorder in a while, but the times we have, we've caught a few little things. Um, and sometimes the stuff you can't even, you know, understand well enough. I'm like, if I don't understand it, explain, like with a voice recorder, if I can't understand it exactly, I kind of put it in as a maybe. That's my maybes. Like maybe that was something, maybe not. Oh yeah, marbles and tennis ball. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Hey Dave, how are you? Um, But anyway, so like I was saying, my co-worker that I worked with, Dave, gave us stuff for a while, and I hadn't actually talked to him in a while, but he's the one that gave us the idea of the fidget spinner. And he said, "Look, I've seen fidget spinners being used here. You need to get one." Oh, that's okay, Dave. You're not late. You're fine. Um, and so we used the fidget spinner, the Batman we had, but we used it like 4 or 5 times before it ever moved, and it moved in Newton Academy Cemetery. So, like I said, I know I'm getting off the track of Helen's bridges, but I'm just trying to cover some other things too. But we use it in different places. I think we used it at Church Street. I think we used it at maybe 2 other cemeteries, and finally Newton Academy. It moved a little bit. It didn't spin all the way around. It just little move, just enough to where I was like, okay, I feel that's paranormal. I can't explain why it moved, and that's another thing that I will say. As much as you possibly can, um, especially if you leave something and walk away, have a second camera on it if you can, because you want to be able to say, yes, this moved, and I have the footage to show you. And then that way it's undeniable. People can't say, oh, you moved and came back or whatever. If you have that second camera on it, man, you got that evidence. It's hard for people to try to debunk you at that point. Um, Thank you, Jenny. Small bells. Yeah, there's a lot of things. Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea too. There's a lot of very inexpensive things you can use. We have a little toy truck in here. It's a wooden truck. It's never moved, but then we got the ping one that if you move it, it makes a bell sound. Um, and those haven't done anything. The flashlight, the cat balls have done stuff in the middle of the night. But it's not every night, you know. Which is, again, something that's good, because if it's happening every night, I would think, okay, something's either really poltergeist going on in here, or maybe something else. I mean, I'd have to try to figure it out why it's going off every night, but it's not the same time every night. It may go a week and nothing happen out here, but oh, is he? Oh, I didn't know that. Um, let's see. Uh, the person who donated my mind's escaping me right now, but the guy who originally donated Newton to become a cemetery, donated the land, is some kin to me, but that is a really cool cemetery. And the one thing I'll say, and I don't see a lot of it, is there's not a lot of blogs about it, and I don't think there's been a lot of people who put William Forster, that's it. Um, there's not a lot of people that's been in there investigating. I think me and my wife, and I don't know if anybody else has ever gone in there and investigated it. It's in our little YouTube circle, so I don't think South Cax and Mads had, because I love to take them there. I don't know, American, if you all have done it or not, but there's not a lot of things documenting about Newton Academy, and I want to try to change that, and so people can know that that's a place that's haunted too. And that's, again, like I say, I like to document places. It's very important that 20, 30, 40 years down the road, when people are doing this like we are, they'll have some information about places that we have been to. And hopefully YouTube will still be around, and these videos will still be up where people can go back and look at all these different YouTubers that have gone to places that were maybe not well known, and they can get some idea about what happened, um, and do their own investigations. Um, but like I said, going back to Hill's Bridge, I know I kind of got off track there a little bit, but I just love to talk about different paranormal places. But again, no matter how her child died, she still hung herself. And again, the other thing I was wanting to mention is the people who fake stuff. And I'll talk about this. You did once, okay. Um, what was your experiences there? By the way, yeah, Amy, I love to take it, but I need to go down the Goatman's Bridge down in Texas too. We need to like switch out somehow, and you come here and I go there, and we just do those bridges. What'd be kind of cool is if we could do some kind of a do the bridges like back to back live streams or something. That'd be kind of cool. Me here, you there, since you're an hour behind, and we can figure out something one day. Oh Lord, go to Texas. Yeah, you love Texas. You've been in there before. Um, but anyway, people who fake the stuff, that gets on my nerves too. And the reason why I bring that up is because I've talked about this in the past. I'm not, like I say, I don't drop names, but there was a YouTuber went up there, has a fair amount of subscribers, so people watched his videos. Him and his wife. They went up there um, at night, did an investigation. Um, you could see in the back of their video, in the background, you could see something walking across the bridge as white. Um, at first, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't notice it. I had to go back and watch it a couple of times. But then later on, they're at the bottom of the bridge at their car. There's an area you can park up there. And all of a sudden, you can hear a baby crying and a woman running toward them in a white gown. And so they're kind of panning back and forth, camera to the ground, camera to the ground, and scared to death, blah, blah, blah. So they had somebody dressed up. And, and the reason, if you're going up there to do stuff for entertainment purposes, please let people know that's what you're doing, and you're not really doing investigation. You're just doing it, you're just doing entertainment, because that's pretty much what that was. I didn't really find it entertaining myself because I've been up there a lot and I take it very seriously. Um, but anyway, the story that they were trying to tell anyway was about a baby that died and Helen being distraught. It was never a baby. I've never read anywhere that I know of that it was a baby that died. Now, I may be wrong, but most everything I've ever read about her has been, her daughter was maybe between 4 to 6, maybe 8 years old, somewhere in that range. And yeah, okay, like orbs and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Orbs, shadows, things like that. Uh, People have said that they have seen Helen come to their car, come toward them or whatever. But this I know was totally fake. So that really, I just wasn't happy with that. And anyway, so yeah, in a sheet. Yeah. Yeah, it was like a sheet or like a dress gown type thing or something like that. Maybe like a wedding gown. I don't know. I can't really tell exactly, but you know, that's where people like us and pretty much everybody in this chat have done investigations and we're doing legitimate stuff. That's where we get the bad rap. When people do stuff like that, they go out and say they're investigators and they fake that stuff, and then it makes us all look bad. And I absolutely cannot stand that. Yeah, that's disrespectful. I don't know if you guys have been up there lately, but people have spray painted the bridge too, which is very disrespectful. Um, yeah, died in a fire at the castle. See, that's the story I hear the most. Now, I have read the other ones where she's died in a house near the castle, but either way, it was a older child, not old, but not a baby. Yeah, yeah, they do the wrong research and they fake it, and then people. I actually had people comment to me saying, "Hey, these people went up there, they did an investigation, they got this woman in white that showed up, and I mean, it was just like I didn't even respond to him. I was like, no, yeah, I know, and no. I was like, done with that. Yeah, anything for views. Yeah, you're right. Anything for views. Again, it's to me, um, just not right. You just don't do that kind of stuff. Um, I want to do everything legitimately, and you know, that way, if I don't, and here's my thing too, if I don't catch anything, okay, so be it. Of course, you want to catch stuff. You want to catch the orbs. You want to catch the shadows. You want to catch an apparition. You want to catch a disembodied voice. You want to catch all. You want to catch all this stuff everywhere you go, but you're never guaranteed to catch anything at all. And I've left places like, I've been down the river filming. I've been to the haunted picnic area and stuff, and every place is different. The haunted picnic area is one place that I'm like creeped out by. I mean, I'll go. I like to go. I've gotten sick there before. Marnie hates it. She won't go unless there's 5 or 6 people going with us. But you can, as the empath, I can feel things. There's all kinds of. It's just it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, and it is creepy. So you got the creep factor plus anything else that's in there. And again, it's like Helen's Bridge. People have gone in and done seances and so on, Ouija boards or whatever. So they've unleashed even more stuff than what's in there. Um, yeah, it does cheapen the real experiences. Because I mean, okay, I know people where I've been told too that I don't do a lot of the oohs and ahs, like, oh my gosh, oh my lord, things like I just don't. To me, um, if I do it, it's genuine. Okay, a lot of times I get excited, like when the spirit box and Helen said, when I said, Helen's that you, and she said, yeah, and then it's me. I got excited. I didn't get scared. I didn't get like, oh my God, Lord. No, that was to me good. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you came through great. That's what I want. Um, Paranormal investigations like fishing. No guarantee. That's right. No guarantees. No guarantees. Um, and there's a lot of time. Hey, Vodka, how are you? It's all right. You're not late. Um, but I get excited. I would love to go to Waverly Hills and Hillsborough Dam and all these places. But what we're doing here, because I'm just not really able to do a lot of traveling, is we're just we find things from newspapers.com. We're trying to investigate places and like the John Pate situation and Abe Price and these stories of how people murder people, and I'm trying to uh, like with John Pate with the investigation there, it seemed like what came through may have been him. And if it was, he was very cocky and arrogant and proud of killing Joan Crowder. I gone and tried to, you haven't seen the video yet, but I went to Marshall to do the A Price in an area close to where the um, what happened was his wife fell off the cliffs, and she died. Went to a coma and never regained consciousness and died. He swore that they both fell down, or he fell first, and he woke up and there she was. I mean, it's a couple of different stories. He only spent 4 months in jail for that, because I guess this wasn't a ton of evidence. But I went there trying to investigate. Really didn't get anything. You'll see the video, but when I get ready to put it up, but didn't get a lot. I didn't get a lot there. That happens. John Pate seemed like I got pretty good amount. I mean, that video's up if you haven't seen it. But I definitely wanted to try to locate where the woman he killed is buried, in that place where she was killed. There was 2 other murders that happened there within a year's time. And I like to investigate as close as I can to that area if I could. Um, but it's it's given me the opportunity. I guess if I was going to these places like Waverly Hills and traveling, I would never have the opportunity to do what we're doing here. So thankful for that. And sharing what may be paranormal experiences. I may not catch anything, but at least it'll be documented and say, I gave it a shot. Give it. I'll try a few more times, and um, if I never do, then I just never do. If I never get anything about the 8 prize situation, then so be it. If I get more out of that, good. If John paid, if I get more out of that, wonderful. And if I don't, I don't. It's um some are entertainment purposes. But I wish they would say that though on their descriptions. Some do. Don't get me wrong. There's YouTubers who will say that they are just horsing around, playing around, or whatever. But either way, bring you these stories of Helen's Bridge, which I really enjoy doing. I always like going up there. Any news stories? Like it's been a while since I've done Church Street. We've had some pretty decent evidence from Church Street, Riverside. Usually pretty good evidence of just different things. Sometimes not. So it's kind of a mixture there. Lewis Memorial Park, which is a cemetery. He's been said that the guy his name was Lewis, who donated the land, and they've seen him on a horse, apparition of him on a horse and his dog with him. I've never done that at night, but during the day, I've gotten some decent things. Nothing major, but some decent things, which is good. Again, I don't go in expecting to get a ton of stuff every time, although it'd be nice. I'd love to do the Biltmore State sometime. That'd be great. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that'd be nice. If somebody's listening from the Biltmore State and want to let me do it, yay, I will do it. Yes. I know Marnie and my sister would love to go in there and do that. My mom, I'm sure, would too. But there's a lot of us who love to go in there. American Cryptid, all like to do, certain things. And again, just bring you guys stories and things that have happened. And again, whether forget anything or not, that's okay. At least you kind of heard something different, for sure. But has anybody got any questions about Helen's Bridge or anything that I've talked about tonight? Please put it in the chat. I'll try to answer that. On that. There's a lot of. I would love to work with other investigators, people like American Cryptid and Amy and people who have done this a while. There's Danny from Chasing Bones. He's another good one. I like to pick brains, and find what people have come across and how similar they're one to what I have found and how much different. And so I definitely like to work with people that are like-minded, which is good because we've done, like I said, with Melanie and Michael, we've done picnic area. That's where the REM pod went off before. That was pretty cool. We've done with them Helen's Bridge, Riverside, the cemetery out in Hendersonville where the Thomas Wolfe Angel is. Where else we done? Church Street with them. And they're like us. They're like-minded. They're open-minded and they're, we'll get it maybe. If not, okay. But, we've shared experiences and through that became real good friends and still good friends with them. They're just not doing much as far as investigating. They had a baby earlier this year, and that's their concentration, which is absolutely understandable. And glad to see their, I see them on Facebook, and things like that. So they're really doing good, and they're good people. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, Biltmore said it'd be one of those things where they could probably do it overnight, but you'd have to probably like sign waivers and like I don't know. It'd probably have to be a big ordeal. You don't touch nothing. You can only do these places. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be some, and I don't blame them. That's how I would do it too. Um, because you want people going there doing respectful things and not breaking things. Um, I would love to own a museum. I love to own, um, you know, I guess it'd be like paranormal unexplained, mostly like you know the dolls, like Jane, our doll, Robert, the ones we have in here. I've definitely put in there. Um, Things that have moved, um, or whatever. I know if we had another fidget spinner move, I'd definitely put it in there. Just different things that have happened that may have only happened once, or is got an attachment to it, or something like that. Did you? They just wasn't going to let you do that. I would love to do the Biltmore State. I would love to do that as much as I would the White House. Just simply because I just know the walls can, if they could talk, would have so many stories, right? Um, but again, I like to have a museum, and like have if like for Helen's Bridge, I would definitely have a section in there talking about it with pictures or whatever, maybe clips of videos that we've done up there and others have done or whatever, and um, they're not interested in the paranormal. Maybe one of their ancestors will be one. Maybe maybe they'll have a younger person coming up someday and said, "Yeah, go ahead." Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they just don't want that publicity. I would think it'd be pretty good publicity, but um, it's like my friend Matt Matan said one time when we was doing the radio show. He uh, he said there's people that like hotels and stuff that don't want that publicity. They'll say nope, nope, no paranormal, nope, nope. And then you have those that said yes, please. We do have experiences and stuff going on here. Yes, come in and let's document this. So it's just whoever owns stuff. You know, they might have been, but but yeah, I would like to have more documentations on things like Zelda Fitzgerald. Um, you know, there have been sightings of people, or Zelda and others that have been seen where she died at Highlands, and things like that. So if I didn't have something personally from that place to put in there, or wasn't donated, I could at least have pictures up, maybe videos or something going, or something like that to document these different. And it would be a museum basically, if it, well, okay, basically about Western North Carolina, maybe even the state of North Carolina, let's say, or in this area. Um, and then if I had stuff donated, I'd have another section that said this was donated by, like my friend Amy. Like this, Amy donated this from Texas. This is something she donated, and then have a story about it and all that. So that'd be kind of cool to do. And then, yeah, he did, didn't he? He sure did live then. Um, but yeah, have like stories. You could have like just different parts of the museum doing this and that or whatever. Um, but that's a goal. That's a dream. Maybe I can do it one day. Um, but in the meantime, um, I have said that I don't really ask for donations for, or not. Well, not really. Well, yeah, that are paranormal or haunted. I have in the past said if you want to, I got a PO box, you can send it. But It's not nothing I throw out there all the time, but I've never had anybody send me anything. Marnie got Jane the doll. She ended up getting Robert the doll. And the bear toothpick that's up there, that's we call Ryan because we believe that there's a spirit attached to him. Um, they all have their stories. Michael, they all have their stories up there that we've tried to understand through spirit box sessions. So, and our friend KJ has been able to see. She's able to see. That's her ability. I can't think of it. It's like a psychic ability that you can see things sometimes and things like that. So that between all that and we kind of have, and of course, we got Scooby Doo and the Penguin, which I don't think are haunted, and George is up there, and the Barbie doll. Just kind of just added in stuff. But either way, I mean, there's some. I mean, I definitely put it all in a place like that. But yeah, that would be cool. Um, Thank you again, Jenny, for putting those up. I appreciate that. Um, I guess that's about it. I don't really have anything else. I mean, we covered the Helen's Bridge and other stuff. I definitely like doing these podcasts for that, or just to have about an hour or so chat of just certain things that I've experienced, and then guests up that have experienced things too. But if there's no questions, I'm gonna go ahead, I guess, and get ready to call it a night. I want to thank everybody for being here. Um, Thank you, sis. Appreciate that. Um, and we'll be back Sunday night for our regular investigation night and parachat, as we call it. Um, but and thank you all for being here. Every one of you, I appreciate it. And yes, American Cryptid, I definitely want to get with you guys and work on some stuff together. And oh, thank you. Um, and do some stuff there. And thank you, Vodka. And do something, you guys. Piano bar, wherever. Wherever we can do it. That'd be great. The piano bar would be great. There's some other places I would like to check out too, and um, and they recently redone. It's called S&W Cafeteria. I'd love to go in there and try that out before they got it redone. They probably moved some stuff around, so there's spirits and there's probably stuff active now. But there's places I would like to check out and do. Some I may be able to someday, maybe not. That's okay. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast tonight, like I said, and I do appreciate you being here. And like I say, Sunday night, 9:30, we'll investigate the dolls and talk about. I want to try to film tomorrow if I can. Um, S&W, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, if we could get in the S&W, that'd be good. But the piano bar, definitely for sure. I know you guys have been there before, and have done stuff there, so I know that's something you all know well, which is good. I always like to go with people who have experiences, um, as I much like to take people when I had experiences. So all that's great, and yeah, definitely, we'll get together. We'll talk and we'll get it figured out and do some kind of collab. And yeah, we'll just I'll let you all know what we got going on and when videos are coming up. Like I said, I'm gonna try to film tomorrow. I'm not sure where yet exactly. I got an errand to run, and wherever I'm at in that area, I may film. Um, but definitely let you know Sunday how that went. And that's about it, guys. I think that's about all I got. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, anything you got, you want me to go with you, that's fine. That'd be great. Yeah, just let me know. I'm Helen's Bridge too, like we've talked about. Just different place, maybe Newton Academy or something. just anywhere. If we start working together and hit places here and there together, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful, American. I appreciate that. Um, let's see. So yeah, check out the Asheville Terrors. That's TERRORS blog. That's one of the places I was getting these stories. Also, the website called Only in Your State. You can type in Helen's Bridge, Asheville, North Carolina, and Only in Your State, and you can read some stuff from there. There's other places you can too. Just check it out if you want to know more about that and what Helen's Bridge is about. And like I say, I'm not connected to those people, as far as in your state and all that, but I always recommend reading and seeing what other people's experienced. All right, guys. So I guess I'm going to call it a night, and I hope everyone had a great time, and I hope everyone has a great night. And we'll see you Sunday night. So thank you for being here. Good night, everyone.